working internal rotation at the shoulder joint one side at a time. The best way to do this is to have a block. We're going to be laying on our side. If you don't have a block, that's okay. It's just a bit more comfortable to rest your head as we go through this. It's going to take a couple minutes on each side. This is a really good stretch if you do any sort of overhead work, tennis, throwing, or if you like lifting shoulders a lot. This can be a sore movement, but valuable. So with the setup here, I want to make sure that this elbow is at about 90 degrees. The shoulder is going to be about 90 degrees, maybe a little less, but not more, okay? So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to make sure my shoulder blade is not protracted forward. I just want it right about even, about neutral. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to find our active end range of motion into internal rotation. So my right side is pretty tight right now. I can get to about there on my own. Okay, so that's my active range of motion. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take the other arm and just drive it down and see where we can get passively. So you'll notice you can get a bit further into passive end range. We're going to hold for 1 to 2 minutes. Just holding that stretch, you're going to feel it deep inside your shoulder capsule. I'm going to use my block here on my head. So once you're done with your 1 to 2 minutes of stretching here, we're going to do our contract, relax, antagonist, contract. So first, we're going to contract against our hand. So we're going to work external rotation from this internally rotated position. So I'm going to try to drive against the hand, gradually ramping to 100% effort, and then holding max effort for 10 seconds. So we don't want to start right away yanking into it. Again, we're gradually ramping. So I'm going to go 10%, 20%, 30%, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Now I've got max effort blocking with the top hand. Now that I'm at 10 seconds, I'm going to relax. From there, I'm just going to bring my hand to the other side and I'm going to work internal, same thing. So I'm trying to drive that hand down into the ground, gradually ramping to 100% force into my bottom hand. And then I'm going to hold that for 10 seconds. And then relax. And you'll notice you'll be able to get a bit deeper there. From here, I'm going to relax into about another 1 minute passive stretch. And we do want to make sure that the shoulder stays neutral. Mine is already starting to hike up a little bit. So I'm just going to reposition, make sure it's neutral, and hold this passive stretch. You're going to repeat this same timing twice more. So for 3 rounds, if you feel totally burnt after 2 rounds, you can switch then. If not, we'll go for 3. So what I'd recommend, if you don't have 10 minutes for this stretch, what I would do is just the passive part. So maybe start with 1 minute per side and just take note of the difference between active and passive internal rotation on both sides. Make a note of which side feels tighter or which side might be more sore, and bring that with you into your future workouts. But I do recommend, if you do have tension or soreness, to go through the entire 3 rounds of CRAC plus the passive stretches on both sides.